I would like to open the meeting for the Committee on Children, and want to welcome everyone to the meeting and ask the co-chairs if they have anything they'd like to say.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have our fastest meeting for the Children's Committee ever. Thank you all so much.
Senator Cohen, you're not on mute.
Okay, anyone else have something?
All right, we'll call the general law meeting to order. Just under the wire. All right, remarks by my co-chair or ranking members. You guys good to go?
Let's do this.
All right, let's go. We have 18 items on the agenda for a subject matter public hearing. Just as a reminder, what we did the last meeting, we are using that mechanism this year. We've got a number of different proposals from different legislators and constituents that we're going to reserve for a public subject matter public hearing, which means we won't have statutory language drafted now or before the hearing. We're going to hear the idea out and then decide as a committee if we want to actually raise it and draft it. So we wanted to hear some more information. A number of these you will see overlap with existing concepts that we have raised. So we thought, why not just raise the concepts, hear about potential ideas that might be bolt-ons to concepts we've already raised, such as, for example, online data privacy. We've got a committee bill on that. There were some additional proposals that we got from members on further protecting minorities, other issues with that. So we're going to bolt all these things together, hence the rationale for the subject matter public hearings, which I know the senator hates down there on the end, but he's made his objection to them known. So that said, I'm hoping we can do this by voice vote because we really can't leave the meeting open with the public hearing to follow at 1:30. So are there any objections to the committee members have to a voice vote on this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Certainly no objection to a voice vote. Just for clarity, some of our members wanted to know that although we do support raising the concepts and having a conversation, it doesn't necessarily mean that we support the concept. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and again, to reiterate that, we haven't even decided to draft language on these concepts. We'll hear them, let somebody come and make their case. We may not even end up drafting language. Is there a question down at the end? Representative Pizzuto, did you have a question? Oh, I'm sorry. Senator.
Thank you very much, Chairman D'Agostino. I think it's probably too much to say that I hate raising subject matters, but I do think that a fully drafted bill is better to be able to come and testify in detail on. Nonetheless, I know that we're pressed for time with our public hearing starting at 1:30. And so I will be supporting this today with my concern that there's a better way to do this, but I understand what's going on and just wanted that on the record. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. All right. So with that said, could I have a motion, please, to reserve for subject matter public hearing items 1 through 18 on the agenda? By Representative Rutigliano, seconded by Chairman Maroney. Further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Abstentions? Thank you. All right, that carries. And then we have one other item on the agenda, which is a change of reference. This is an act with respect to sex or gender-based differential pricing. Because this proposed bill would be enforced by CHRO that would be under the auspices of the Judiciary Committee. So we're changing the reference of this proposed bill to judiciary. So can I have a motion we'll have discussion after, can I have a motion to change the reference of proposed Senate Bill 821? Thank you. Got that? All right, thank you. Discussion, questions? All right, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Up. Thank you. Senator. Nice to see you there. Abstentions. That's unanimous as well. All right, so that's the items for our committee meeting. We'll have a public hearing starting at 1:30 on the various items that have been listed. Reminder to committee members, there's a public hearing on Thursday with just one item on the agenda. But hopefully it won't be that long of a day. And then what the committee is thinking right now is one public hearing next week, likely to raise most of the items we've reserved for subject matter public hearing. Some we may peel out and combine with, again, companion bills later on, like privacy, for example. So most of the bills we've raised at this meeting and the prior meeting for subject matter public hearings will have one day next week. I think Thursday is what we were thinking, the 16th. And then, so committee members are aware, after that, likely 2 public hearings the following week on Tuesday and Thursday, topics to be announced. I would expect one day probably will be a cannabis day, and another day would be a catch-all for another bunch of items we've reserved. So look for that for your schedules, please. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Representative Candelaria.
Thank you. All those in favor? Abstentions.
Aye.
Okay, you're adjourned.
There you go.
Say what you got. Yeah, I just think we hold off on the wire cut. What do you think, other than the cable? Get the cable, right? Right. Yep, and then get this, yeah, and make